Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for the big Manchester United versus Manchester City FA Cup final preview. I mean, it's a big one. Man City, we can stop them winning the treble. Will we do it? Fingers crossed. We're going to have some sort of belief. But join me today once again to preview the big game tomorrow is Tom. Tom, how's things first of all?
Go on yourself.
Not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, before we get stuck in, I thought we'd go through a bit of transfer news over the recent few days. Mason Mount, Highland, whatever. Just to get just to relax. Even though I'm more relaxed, I think. But Tom, obviously, Mason Mount coming in. Well, not coming in, but a lot of news about him today. We got told that we agreed personal terms. Then Fabrizio Romano came out and said there's no personal terms agreed. But I don't know what you think. Obviously we spoke about it in the group chat, but what you think Mason Mount potentially come to United? Would that interest you, or would you go for maybe a striker before you look down the team?
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, we need a striker more than anyone else, but we do need a midfielder at the same time. Mason Mount, I mean, he's not the worst midfielder I've seen. This season I thought he was disgraceful. I thought he had a terrible season, one to forget for sure.
Yeah.
But I've seen him over the years, developing Lampard. He's not a bad player. He's a decent enough midfielder. I'm hearing around 80 million. He's nowhere near around 80 million. I'd maybe pay 50 million for him if you do buy him. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's okay, but at the same time, I don't. You wouldn't expect Mason Mount to be, because I know Mason came through the academy. You'd be surprised seeing him come to us, but he's not the worst midfielder. I mean, I think of a lot worse midfielders we could sign than him. I know obviously we've been linked with Casado and McAllister and all them, Bellingham even. I know obviously we all love Bellingham, but realistically we're probably not going to get him. So I think that's okay. It's not the worst sign. I think if we do sign him, obviously it was not confirmed yet, but he's okay. I'd be a bit dodgy after this season because he was so poor. But let's hope maybe it was I was saying Rashford, just one bad season.
Yeah, that's it. I think when we look at the Chelsea season and that, no one had a good season. Let's be real here, but Mason Mount hasn't got a lot of game time under Graham Potter, Thomas Tuchel, and Frank Lampard. That's three managers. Jesus. It's a weird. To be honest, obviously, if Ten Hag wants him. I'll back him. You could say Ten Hag has proved us wrong with a few of the signings he's got. Martinez being one, Casemiro. You can throw Malacia in there if you want, but Casemiro, Martinez probably been the main two. And not that it's hard to prove people wrong with the two signings like Casemiro and Martinez. Obviously, Anthony still has a lot to work on, you'd say. He was starting to come into a bit of form and, think he's out tomorrow, but who knows? Mind games, whatever it may be, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, back to Mason Mount. You could say he's probably going to be a backup to Eriksen. Or, he'll replace Eriksen, because Eriksen, good player, but he's aging. Will he get a lot of game time next season, Eriksen? Ten Hag will want to probably implement and prove the squad and tactics and all that a bit more, because let's be real, Tom. You look at the Ten Hag, you look at the way we've, the big games, for example, I'm just going absolutely 100 miles an hour on my screen. But you look at the games this season, City, for example, Old Trafford, wasn't a pretty win. It wasn't a pretty performance, but we done it.
Yeah, sure. As long as we get the job done, that's good enough, really.
Yeah, but then Mason Mount, if I was literally to say here right now, Tom, we got Mason Mount, what would you be like? Good signing, great signing, or would you be like, bad signing, or would you be probably a waste of money? And how much would you buy him for as well? Actually,
Mason Mount's a tricky one. I wouldn't be saying it's a good signing, but I wouldn't say it's a bad one either. That's a real we don't know. That's a mystery. That one, you don't know how he'll do. I wouldn't go any more than 50 million. He's that at 50 million at most. He's a decent midfielder. He had a few good seasons with Chelsea. He won the Champions League. Had a good role in that team. He's won a couple of trophies here and there. Mason Mount is not a bad player. I wouldn't be saying, I'm not going to say the best in the world or anything like that. He's certainly not the best in the world, but he's okay. But this season is what would make me feel a bit turned off with the whole transfer saga, whatever. Because like 3 goals and 2 assists for a playmaking midfielder with all the hype he has, that is disappointing. But I mean, Ten Hag has changed a lot of players. I mean, sure, Ten Hag made Rashford only had 4 goals last season. Ten Hag's changed them. He's made so much players look average to good. Lindelof, even like Shaw, all them. Like he's got good performances out of players. Wan-Bissaka, that's another one. Like the amount of players almost like Ten Hag made look good after we thought they were finished last season. Maybe he could do that with Mount as well, but I don't like. It's hard to say. Like Mount's he's a decent player. He's like it's a tough one to decide down if he's good or not. Like that's a real tough one. You have to just wait and see how he plays throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, but thing is, Tom, I mean, you've been a United fan all your life. Let's be real here. You know how Manchester United do when you try and buy players. You know, we say we agree personal terms. Next fall, nothing agree. Next fall, you see, I don't know, John Moore to Richard Arnold, whoever may be in London. You know, it's very slow. Like Frankie de Jong, like think of that one for an example. 1 minute we were getting him, next minute we weren't. 1 minute there was a 95% chance we were going to get him. I think it was Gerard Romero, you know, that pundit that came out that's saying, "Oh, Manchester United 95% chance of."
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah,
we went and got bloody Casemiro. Like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those sagas that I really, really hate as well. Well, listen, that's you know, obviously the next piece of transfer news is, wouldn't say it's nothing great there either, but Ramses Højlund seem to be interested in him. Ten Hag supposedly had phone calls, or he spoke to him anyways, 2 calls. Obviously, Ramses Højlund, you know, look, VTech Haaland, if you want. I mean, obviously he's young, Atalanta. You know, I'm going to be honest, I don't watch the guy as much because I can't really say, you know, how do you think he'll play for us, Tom? But like Ramses Højlund, like, if you do sign him, I hope he's not, oh yeah, let's play him up top for the rest of the season because he's only young. But would you be interested in him?
I mean, like same with you, I've barely watched this guy kick a ball, but like I've seen some stats. He seems okay. I've heard many he plays a good player. I'd say go for it as long as you're not paying ridiculous money. I'd say go for it. You know what I mean? Like he's no harm to be off the bench and develop him to be a good player because he seems to be alright. You know, I'd say if it's a reasonable price, go for it. You might as well. You might as well.
What would you say, about 15, 20 million for that player? You know, roughly.
Yeah, you wouldn't be going any higher than 25. Like if they're asking for more 25, then I wouldn't be going for him now.
Yeah, but I think the main, like, I mean, I just hope he's not. If you do sign him, I hope it's not, you know, one of those first choice striker. We need a Kane, Osimhen. You throw whoever else in there as well. But listen, we'll move on anyways because, you know, that's a bit of transfer news done. Tomorrow's game, we'll move on to it. My emotions are all over the place. There will be a watch long for the game. It'll be live tomorrow. If I'm still alive, because the emotions might kill me and the nerves, whatever it may be. So Tom, nice knowing you. But listen, tomorrow's game, Tom, like, you know, what's the feeling? You know, obviously, I know we know each other's predictions, but, you know, let's bring some sort of positivity into it because there is positive to bring in. You know, you know, it's Man United, Man City first FA Cup final between these Manchester teams ever, I think, or 100 years, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah,
I think, again, just to throw it in there, whether it'd give anyone confidence, but, you know, I'm still confident. But I think, was it the first time Manchester United and Liverpool faced each other in the FA Cup final? Liverpool are on the race to win a treble or whatever, and we beat them. So I seen it earlier on. That was the first time we ever faced each other in an FA Cup final and we beat them. So, you know, hopefully history repeats itself. Tomorrow we beat City. Obviously, City, a different animal. You know, I hate to say it, but they are a brilliant team. I hate to say it. It pains me to say it, but unfortunately, you know, I can't deny it. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have beat them before at Old Trafford. I know you'd say, you know, maybe their form is a bit poor, but wasn't easy. But Tom, like, what's your thoughts on the game tomorrow? Like, what's the feel? What's the nerves? Like, just not even the nerves. Like, just what's your thoughts on the big game tomorrow?
I think before I say anything like that, I just want to say this now. Like, we have had still over, no matter the results tomorrow, we still have a good season. I mean, third place and a trophy is still a good season. So
Yeah.
if we do, like, unless we get trashed or bashed, I don't want to be seeing fans say, "Oh, like getting really mad." Like, I was a bit disappointed in the final, but we've such a good season already. Let's not include meltdown if we lose the final. Like, this Man City team was really good. Like, sure. Like, so we played Barcelona twice in Champions League final, 2009, 2011. That was the best teams ever. That's back when we were winning titles. We won titles both those seasons, and we still lost them both times. So like, I do understand. I'm not saying that we're going to definitely lose, but I'm just saying if we do lose, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, Man City are one of the, like, they're on rapid form. Like, they lost against Brentford, was their first defeat since February. Like, they won nearly every game there for a good while there now. Like, I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. Like, I mean, like the two injuries, like again, Anthony out and Anthony Martial out. I know there's a chance Anthony could be there, but I doubt. I mean, that's not helped us one bit at all. I mean, sure. At least we still have Casemiro and Varane and Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, you know.
If I was to say, if Casemiro's out, would you be like, yeah, listen, I'm not even going to watch the match?
Yeah, no, if Casemiro's out, would be destroyed. Like, I mean,
yeah,
like McTominay's had a few okay games, but like, sure, remember the last time we played McTominay had a Casemiro and we lost 6-3.
Yeah,
we were 4-0 by half time.
Yeah.
No, like, so no, if Casemiro's out, we'd be destroyed. I mean.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm still confident, like the players we have, like Martial being out, I'd get rid of him. I think he's played his last game for his last week. Anthony, I mean, don't get wrong, he'd be handy, tracking back and that, but Anthony's just hot and cold as well. You don't know what you're gonna get from him.
He's a steady winger. No, he's a steady winger. I mean, he'll take on the full back. He's got good pace. He's not the best with his right foot. Like, he's a bit like Van Robben. His left foot's his only good foot. Skillful. Like, Anthony's not a bad player. Like, but he doesn't get much GA. I mean, in Premier he only got 4 goals. I think 2 assists. Like, I mean, for a winger, for 100 minutes perspective, it's better. But he's a steady winger overall. And like Sancho just does not take on fullbacks. I mean, he did well against Fulham, but I'm not going to get too carried away from a good performance against the Fulham team who weren't really trying. I mean, Fulham were harder to confirm mid-table and survival, so they were in party mode, really. I mean, if he did well, I thought he had a good game, but I'm not going to be acting like he's going to play unreal against City because of that. But like, maybe he could. I don't know. There is a chance, but I'm not going to get too carried away just yet. But
who would you feel more confident starting on the left? Well, let's say left way. Would it be? Because more than likely Rashford's going to play down the middle. I can't see Weghorst starting. If he does, I'd be surprised. Like, who would you be like? Would you be Garnacho or Sancho? Or Rashford if you want, but let's kind of be realistic.
I think your best place, because Sancho on the right wing is much better than Sancho on the left wing, and with Anthony most likely not going to be playing or on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, if you play Sancho left or who you have no right winger, like, or let's say Pellistri, like, who's not played. To be honest, I'd like maybe you put Bruno on the wing. Maybe you play Sancho on the left and play Bruno on the wing, and then have a midfield 3 of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Fred. Maybe. I mean, that it worked last time in fairness. I know it did. Fred was marking De Bruyne. Maybe you do that again. Maybe you throw Garnacho in there, put Sancho on the right. And to be honest, I don't really know what they're going to do. Yeah. I remember against Villa. I remember we played Bruno on the wing, and we had Rashford and Sancho, and we won the day. I know Villa, like, they're different city, but maybe sure we'll have to see what team we have. I mean, like, there could be a different bunch of teams. I'm just hoping whatever team that they can do the job and like be proven they can do what he can do. Like.
Yeah, sorry, I had to put myself mute because there's a board out there pissing me off. But anyway, so I was listening to you, Tom. Can you still hear it?
Yeah. No, I think he's saying how Maguire's never played for the club again.
Yeah. I think it's just good a score prediction in.
Fair play. We appreciate the contribution.
Which, I mean, like, we're gonna go through like a bit of a tactical thing. So I'm gonna share the screen next few minutes. We'll see what we can do. We'll do that probably when we get the rest of the stuff talking first. But I'm gonna ask you more question. Are City beatable? And I'm gonna go and close my window.
I do think City are beatable in a way. Like, I mean, it's not going to be easy, but like they are beatable. I mean, we beat them before. They lost to Brentford there. I know, fair enough. It was they were going pretty easy because they had the league wrapped up. They're only focused on winning the treble. So I think they lost to Brentford when they were playing a beating. Where do you try? And you're not going to get too carried away over that. But we can beat them. We definitely can beat them. I think. Like, the team has proven are good, but like we can do it. Like at home, when we've beaten all the usual top six at home, we beat City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, and Chelsea. We beat all them at home, but away we drew Chelsea, drew the Spurs, and we got trashed by Liverpool and Man City, and obviously lost to Arsenal. But Wembley, I don't know. I mean, I know that they played a final before, obviously in February. They did pretty well, but at the same time, that was Newcastle. I mean, like Newcastle are a good team. Like Newcastle, I mean, they finished top four. I mean, they beat us in April in the league, so I'm not going to sit there and say Newcastle are a piss easy team or anything. But there's a big difference in them and Man City, which you got to know. But I mean, I heard they're playing Ortega's only playing in goal for the derby, so I think he's okay. But I'm not seeing much for Ortega, to be honest. But we'll see. Like, we can beat them, but it's like it will not be easy. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, they are beatable. Like, I know it's not easy. I think obviously, I don't want to get stuck into it too quick, but I feel like Ten Hag. I feel like City are just gonna have most of the ball tomorrow. Basically, I feel like he might, like when we beat them at Old Trafford, because you could say we went toe to toe with them at the Etihad or whatever, and look what happened. You could say toe to toe, whatever you want, but we went into that game a bit big headed. I think a lesson was learned that day. So sit back, beat them on the counter attack. Obviously Anthony will be handy because he's pace, but Sancho's quick, Garnacho, Rashford if you want it, Bruno's fast, but he's not Rashford fast or something. But he's still
he can
supposed
play
to go
past one of the fast ones. I mean, he can just hold it down and play a good ball to like Rashford or Sancho or Garnacho or Anthony. Like, he's the one who he can play a nice ball to. Same with Eriksen and even Casemiro. They're good passers. Like, they're passers.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, does he go with a 4-1-4-1? Does he go with a 4-4-2? Does he go with a 4-2-3-1? Like, you just don't know. Like you said, you just don't know. I mean, I'd go 8 at the back, 2 up top, or 1 in midfield and 1 up top. That'll do me, though. But now, listen, like, don't get me wrong, we are capable of beating them. It's just how do we do it? And I'm sure Ten Hag, he's not stupid. He'll know what City are like. It's this, that. I mean, I always say, just once you keep Haaland quiet, it should be fine. But then you look at the other players, De Bruyne, Mahrez, really, just going to think, obviously, Foden before I'm in there. The Princess Jack Grealish. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, but obviously, Haaland, De Bruyne, a decent duo as well. But yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of people saying Pep, he's a bit of an overthinker in finals and hopefully does it again. But, I'm not going to depend on it as well. But listen, what we're going to do is we're going to go through Ten Hag's press quotes, just run them through. Then we're going to do a bit of a tactical talk. So Tom, get the manager's kit on if you want. But listen, obviously Ten Hag spoke about Anthony, which we spoke about. Ten Hag says Anthony dos Santos still has a chance, but it's a really small chance. He didn't make the progress. So what I say is he still has a chance, but it's unlikely he is unavailable. It's unlikely he is available. Sorry, is what I meant to say. You don't know if he's available. No one knows. Could it be just Ten Hag mind games like last week? He might be like, it's just mental. You don't know. But as you said yourself, Tom, I can't see Anthony being at the game tomorrow. I can't see him play. Maybe on the bench, but is a 50 or 60% Anthony good enough to take on Man City? Like, I'd rather go with really someone that's fit. Then he spoke about Ten Hag on the Martial injury. He says, yeah, but as I said, I say it all the time. I have these questions so many times from you all media absence from players in the last couple of months, and every time I say the same answer, it's about the players who are available. Billy says, and every time we're successful, every time, but a lot of times, many times we're successful, so we have a good squad, and from a good squad, you make a good team. Ten Hag, when I first watched Ten Hag's press conferences, I thought this bloke conferences are not great. He seemed to kind of grow into his, seemed to relax. Like some of the replies, he just doesn't care anymore, does he?
Yeah, I mean, but you get used to it after a while. In fairness, I mean, like if you get that's where I think you get used enough to it, then you know the drill.
Yeah, but I like the way he's not letting anything distract him, like the Marshall injury, the Anthony injury. He's not letting them distract him. Yeah. You know, some managers will be like, oh, you know, I might struggle without this and that. You know, just like, yeah, listen, he might be out, but you know, just watching is nothing I can do. As well. Then Ten Hag, and if the final will decide between a good or bad summer. As you said, Tom, regardless of the results tomorrow, we had a brilliant season. You know, I'd say it's a decent season. You know, third place. You have a trophy. I mean, you know, I'd have decent. I mean, you compare it to last season, like it's a lot better.
So much better.
Yeah, so Ten Hag obviously, you know, and if the final will decide between a good or bad summer, he says no, that will not be the case. Always after a couple of days, it will settle down. Then you move in the summer. But I think we had a good season. But of course, we have a great opportunity to make it a very good season. Then he says, of course, it's a test, but you can't set the conclusion. Obviously, talking about the gap between both teams based on one game, so therefore you need more. So already you make the evaluation and I make my conclusions, but nevertheless, it's a good test on Saturday. He says you want to win the cup, and it's not about stopping Man City. It's about that we win a cup. We have a great opportunity. I mean, like a lot of people are saying, Tom, you know, Ten Hag saying, you know, it's not about stopping City, it's about winning. Like, would you be all right with that, or would you be like, no, stop City? I mean, obviously, if you win, you're stopping them, but like, you know, would you like to be the other way around, or do you think Ten Hag is approaching the game the right way? You know,
you're there to win the trophy. Like you're there, like that's your job to win the trophy. I mean, stopping City should be a thing. You're like, oh, we did that as well. Like, say if you're playing a match against FIFA against your friend, you'd be mainly focused on actually winning the match. Like, you know, you can slag them after beating them, but the main focus, the thing you have to do to stop them is win yourself. You got to focus on winning yourself. I mean, like, you got to put yourself first. But like, you're not winning a trophy just to stop them winning it. You're winning a trophy for yourself and to have it and like to show the achievement. Like, I mean, like, it's not like we just got raffled into a cup final just to stop City. It's not like we just randomly got chosen. That we worked. I mean, we've played many games in this FA Cup to get to where we are now. You're there to win it. You're not there to stop City. I mean, if we stop City, like, obviously you get a bit more happier when you hear that you stop City, but you're mainly there is to win.
Yeah,
win for yourself and for personal glory. That's why you're there, not just to stop fucking City doing this or that. You know, you're there to win.
Yeah, I think we should get 2 trophies tomorrow if we win. You know, we stop City, win treble trophy, and then the FA Cup.
I mean, you want to get that to Portsmouth as well. I mean, remember when we won the League and Champions League in 2008? I mean, we would have won the treble if we weren't for losing the Portsmouth in the FA Cup quarter final. I mean, sure, you have that Portsmouth trophy for that.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, no, fair. I mean, sure, you're there. I just want to win. We're there to win. That's what we're there for. Yeah. We're there to win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but like, I was like bang on 3 o'clock earlier on, and I said this time tomorrow. This time tomorrow. Like, this time tomorrow, the game's going to be done, dusted. Game, match set. And fingers crossed, we're in a good humour, going out, you know. I just hope it's a good day. I feel like it will, but, you know, like you said there about Portsmouth stopping us win the treble. I mean, you have to be a good team to win the treble. And Portsmouth,
we did it before. I mean, we did it 23, 24 years ago. I mean, like, we've done it. We've been there, done that. Like,
but you look at Portsmouth, like, you would have thought they would have stopped us, like Portsmouth.
Yeah, and they wanted to win the FA Cup as well. I'm fairly certain.
There you go. It's just smart, like you know. Yeah, I mean, you're giving me a bit more confidence, Tom. I have a bit, but you know, I mean, you're making me feel better, is what I'll say. with the old stats. But yeah, we'll go through them more anyways. Ten Hag and how much the game means to Man United fans, obviously, which is us. This game means a lot. I mean, I want to stop City with the treble. I despise them. I hate them with a passion. But listen, I'm sure you're the same, Tom.
Yeah.
So, he says, that's great. Ten Hag and how much the games means to Man United fans. So says, so that's great that we deserve the opportunity to be in the cup final and then meet Man City. That's a great opportunity, and we fought so hard for. I think we progressed that well that we are in that FA Cup final. He says, so I think Man City do a very good job. They play very good football, so they deserve. But I don't look at it. Of course, I look at all this because our opponents and I graduated. But we look to ourselves, and you have to see where we are as a club, and from there on, you have to make progress. I think we did. Over last season, we made very good progress. We were in a good direction, and I know we use the coming period as well. Now we get the opportunity in the summer to make new targets, new goals in the short term, but the longer term, that will say the same. Then he says, as I said last year, we want to restore Man United, but we have a way to go. And then just a lot more, anyways. He says, I'm very excited, and I played many cup finals in the Netherlands as a player and as a coach, and it was always fantastic experiences. And in the Netherlands, we have the cup, and that is their special place to be. He says, Wembley, I think that's probably the best stadium in the world, and to be there in a cup final, it's really exciting. He said, then he obviously he spoke about what it means to us and himself and blah, 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 blah. This fella, Ten Hag, seems as calm as Ice Cube, Tom.
I mean that's how you win. I mean, you gotta be composed. I mean, sure, like you see Roy Keane, all these players, they have good composure. I mean, like it's good that he's this calm. I mean, it's a big game, and it certainly is a game that would probably feel the underdogs in. But the confidence he's given is very promising. I mean, I'm happy with the confidence he has. Like, I mean, it's given us a bit of hope. Like.
Yeah, I mean, the fella's just, when he's calm, should I be calm? Should I be calm? I should be. I mean, you're calm, Tom, so I should be calm. But Ten Hag asks if this is the best game of his career. He says, I don't know. I had some more, I would say, so it's definitely a big game, but so I don't want to make an assessment on what is the biggest game, but we have a great opportunity, and we have a great opponent, and we're looking forward to the test. He says, every game you have to win. Yeah, if you play football is about winning. It's about results. So, every game you play, you have to win, he said. He says, I think that is very good when you see where we came from. Then you see the development of progress of the team. And then you're in a tough league as the Premier League. You are third and you're winning the League Cup and you're in a final of an FA Cup. I think then you can be happy with the season, but also after the summer we start again. And we start on 0. Then he spoke about Wakehorse and if this is his last game. He says, I don't know. You can't say that in this moment. I'm not in the moment into transfer politics. I'm not into win this game. I'm in to win this game, and we will do everything. And I think we played very good for us, very good contribution to the team, the results. I think he did what we took him for. I mean, just back to what he said about it's the biggest game of his career. That's a decent answer. He's not saying, "Oh yeah, it is," because if he lost, if he loses tomorrow, fingers crossed we don't. Right?
Yeah.
That could probably hit him in the face. If we said, big game. So he's Ten Hag's a weirdo. He keeps his cards close to his chest. If you're looking for an answer, you're not gonna get it. And then obviously Wakehorse, starts or not, it's his last time in a Man United jersey, right? I can't. I mean, and now if he scores tomorrow, sign him up. All is forgiven, Tom, and not just score and lose, score and win.
Yeah.
All is forgiven. I'll go mental. I don't know what I'll do, but something's being thrown or something's being smashed. I'm going ape shit, Tom. You look at last time I did the watch long when we beat Man City. I'll go even. I'll go more if I have to. As well, what do you reckon, Tom? Wakehorse done tomorrow, regardless of players or on the bench, it'll be his last time ever in a Manchester United jersey.
I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, like with all due respect, he's just not that good of a footballer. I mean, he didn't score a single Premier League goal for us, not even one. He's a striker. His job is to score goals. He didn't even score one. 2 goals.
If you score tomorrow, like the winning goal tomorrow, or just score and we win, will you forgive?
Oh, I'll forgive him then. I'll forgive him if the winning. If he scores and we win, I'll forgive him. But other than that,
I agree.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we'll go to Man City's form. We go to Man City's form. Yeah. We just let me move up. Hold on a sec. So there's their form. You know, the last 5 in all competitions to beat Everton 3-0, beat Real Madrid 4-0, beat Chelsea 1-0, 1-1 against Brighton, and then obviously Brentford beat them 1-0 on the weekend. I mean, that game against Real Madrid, like I know being Real Madrid 4-0 is brilliant. Like it is, you know, the Champions League and Real Madrid just get along so well. But who plays Camavinga as a fullback?
He's actually played pretty well there. No, I've seen him in fairness, some games he's actually been okay there. In fairness, but
yeah,
if you play a certain way, you're just getting destroyed. Now, Camavinga is an unreal player. Camavinga is absolutely unreal. Oh, he's going right to the top. Camavinga is one of the best players I've ever seen play football for like that age and like the midfielder. That Camavinga is very, very good, very talented player.
Yeah.
But now, just sometimes you're just going to get absolutely ripped. Remember Real Madrid just won 4-0 away to Liverpool back around about 2009, like 12, 13 years ago. Like.
Yeah. Nah, it is weird. Like I mean, like obviously Real Madrid went. That's the thing about Man City, isn't it? Though you can't go toe to toe with them. You can't go level because that's what happens. You get absolutely slapped. Trust me, we lost 6-3. You know, we witnessed it. Obviously beating Chelsea 1-0. You know, that was the game where they knew they were going to be champions regardless of the result. They beat Chelsea. Beating Chelsea is not. Oh wow, they beat Chelsea. Like it's just. Yeah, he beat Chelsea. Like, you know, it's not.
We beat them 4-1.
Yeah, exactly. Brighton won, Man City won. I mean, you look at that team, like, you played a few decent players in there. Haaland, you know, they played a solid team against Brighton. I mean, 1-1. I mean, you can't take away from Brighton. Like, they are a good team. Like, they are.
Very good, yeah. Brighton good. Fantastic.
So, like, you know, and then obviously Brentford beat them 1-0. I mean, a lot of people are saying, you know, City rotating, you know, momentum, you know, bit of rustiness in there, you know, could it play a factor? You know what I mean, could it?
I mean, there's always a chance, but to be honest, I think City that game were going because they knew the league was done. They're focused on 2 finals. They're just going easy. Like honestly, lads, don't think about too much. Just give half your effort. If we lose, it doesn't really matter. Like maybe we're hoping so, but I think City were going very easy, and they kind of knew that they did what they had to do in the Prem. They're focused on 2 finals they've got in the upcoming weeks. They didn't really care, to be honest. I mean, they weren't trying at all for that game, really.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that last 5, like they are like tough fixtures, but you know.
Yeah.
Then you look at our last 5 as well. I mean, you know, we won 4 out of our last 5, which is not bad either. I mean, I know you look at the opponents. You know, West Ham beat us. I mean, I think that was probably the end of our shitty patch. Would you say?
Yeah.
Because you know, if we are playing like the way we did against West Ham, I don't know. Now I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna get our arse handed to us. But listen, we beat Wolves 2-0, beat Bournemouth 1-0, as Tom was saying. We beat Chelsea 4-1 to confirm our Champions League place, and then we beat Fulham 2-1. So like, it's not bad, is it? Like, you know, we're stringing wins together. Obviously, you know, form probably go out the window tomorrow, and also an FA Cup game. But you know, this is our last 5. I mean, what would you say, Tom? Like, it's, you know, I know it's Premier League games, but like, you know, 4 wins from the last 5 it isn't bad. Like, I think it's probably the same with City as well, actually.
No, it's good. I mean, City won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. Not like 4 wins off 5. That's pretty good. Like, sure. I mean, like you have to win your games, and 4 wins off 5. That's pretty solid. You know, 4 wins in a row. Like that's not bad at all. That is good form. You know, like I know City are much better than all 4 of them teams, but you know, at least we're winning. We're winning somewhat, so we can get a bit of confidence. But sure, look, you have to win your games, and we won them, so good enough.
Yeah, that's it. Hold on, I just want to share my screen here now. I want to just hold on. Actually, before I do, Tom, what's the kind of when you look at the game tomorrow? What's the interesting head-to-head battles that you know you're maybe looking forward to seeing? I mean,
I mean,
Varane,
I
Haaland.
wouldn't say I'd be looking forward to any of them now.
No, but
I
interesting
know what
ones.
you mean. I know what you mean.
Interesting ones.
Rashford and Walker, like I'm not gonna enjoy it by any means, but Haaland and Varane,
Yeah.
Grealish and Wan-Bissaka, actually that wouldn't be okay. That won't be too bad.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be the best one. Like, that'd be a bit edgy, you could say.
Who else? Mars against Shaw, I guess that'd be interesting enough. Casemiro and like whoever's Casemiro probably going like De Bruyne or something like that. I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah. But yeah, no, there'll be a few tough ones now. Like, I mean, obviously,
I know it's hard to pick in because like you don't want to say the head-to-head battles that because it depends. Like, it really does. I mean, like tomorrow's game, it can't be just we go in and 70%, we go in and show 60% or 70%. It has to be 100%. We have to be on top of our game, and we can be. And I'm sure Ten Hag, he has to punch it into their heads like this is big. And I mean, stopping City win the treble. Like, Ten Hag probably just has to go in and say, "Let's stop Man City," and that'll fire your player. I mean, look at the speech you had against Fulham last week. I know it's easier said than done, but these players are going to give it their all. So I am confident. Like, I'm more confident probably because Ten Hag is the manager, not because the Ten Hag. It's just he's in there. I mean, if you had Rangnick, he'd be like I'm not trying to shit on the other previous managers' heads, but it'd be like you trust Ten Hag.
If you Rangnick, you'd be doing that.
Yeah, I tell him I wouldn't even do a preview. Like, I'd just say do a short 30-second clip, like not even 35 seconds. I gotta get slapped. Congratulations, Man City win the treble, yeah. But yeah, I mean, listen, you never know. You never know. You never know. So yeah, I'll share my screen here. I'm gonna do it at the end. I'm trying to think, do it at the end. Yeah, I'll do it now. I'm just gonna go. I mean, this the team that's put up. I'm just going through the teams that could probably start. I mean, you can disagree with me if you want. Let me just go into the full screen here. Will it let me? Yeah, there we go. Can you see that, Tom?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, this is probably more likely teams that'll start tomorrow. I mean, obviously, you see R5. I just put 5 subs there because the 5 subs Ten Hag more than likely use. Then I just put City's 5. I know there's Akanji on Akanji's on the sidelines. Mahrez, Alvarez, Foden, Laporte. But Tom, like, I mean, like you look at our team. I mean, personally, I'd start Luke Shaw over Lindelof just to stick on Haaland. But we'll get to that near the end. The hate and goals. I mean, this is just the team that can probably start. Obviously, me and Tom haven't said our predicted 11s yet. But I mean, Tom, like, what's the? I mean, obviously, I'll get the old shape up here. But like, when you look at the team, like, what kind of area at that pitch do you look at and say, right, we have to capitalise or just be on top of our game in that? Like, is it the left wing, right wing, down the middle? Like, what we saying?
Down the middle because of De Bruyne and Haaland. I mean, obviously, you keep tight enough on the left and right wing, but up down the middle, you got De Bruyne and Haaland, 2 lads who you give any bit of space to will absolutely destroy you. So the middle, you got to be very careful on the middle with Haaland and De Bruyne. You got to be very, very careful with them.
Yeah, so what would you say, around here?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can have... I'm not sure if Gundogan will start, or Bernardo Silva will start there, or who else? I mean, I don't know, but Pep could go bold. You just don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, one thing I've noticed for Haaland as well is, let me just get rid of that. He likes to kind of go around the box often. Like, he likes to go on the wings, So whoever is marking him, more likely Varane maybe, will have to be on his game because Haaland just has to. Haaland just has to go this way, that way, and then sure, if he goes out there, then De Bruyne, do you know what I mean? So you have to be on top. I mean, like, who would you have? Like, would you have that back four, or would you maybe throw not Lindelof, Luke Shaw centre back instead?
No, I keep in. I think Lindelof has been pretty good centre back since he's come to the team after Martinez's injury. I keep Lindelof there. I mean, I think he's been pretty good. I mean, I know Ham's going to be a big test for him, but I think you might as well play him because he's played nearly every game since Martinez has been injured. So him and Varane have been pretty solid pair in France. Like, I mean, defensively have been pretty good the past couple of games. So I say your best keep two of them and don't make any too drastic changes and make it a bit risky. I'd say keep it the way you have been keeping them. I mean, with the back four of the back four that I'm thinking with like Lindelof and Varane. So I'd say keep it the way it is to be safe as possible. Don't be going too risky by just changing it last minute.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, look, obviously we'll move up our end of the fields. When you look at that top, because more likely that'll be our half of the field. Who will play obviously there. Like what would you do? Like, would you have Bruno tracking back? Or coming into the midfield? What would you be doing there? Like with Bruno Fernandes?
Depends what we doing, but say if you're going for the counter, which I'd say we probably will, you're probably best move Bruno down the middle so he can play a good pass to like Rashford or Sancho or like Garnacho if he does play or someone like that. So I'd say you're best to keep Fernandes around in the middle for a pass or something like that, or to get a decent chance in maybe. But like we don't know how he's going to line up tonight. We don't really know. Like so,
no.
It's really hard to say what he'll do, but. If Bruno does play in the wing, I'd say move him bit middle, move him down the centre for a good bit of us. We can play a nice pass into say like Rashford or something, because their pace can hurt a defence. Like they have got good pace of players, and Fernandes has got a really good pass to be fair on them. Like I mean, so has Eriksen, Casemiro. They're really good passers. Like I mean, the three can play a killer pass anytime they want. So that we're lucky in that sense that we've got good midfielders who can play a very nice pass, and could create a chance maybe. I mean that's what we're probably best aiming at, I'd say.
Yeah, do you reckon you'll see a lot of overlapping from what's his face? Wan-Bissaka tomorrow, like if Bruno does come in there and then Wan-Bissaka could maybe come there, or do you reckon Wan-Bissaka will just stay right back, like he won't move an inch forward? Just say because Bruno just has to come back into the midfield for I don't know 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
He'll push him a good bit because we all know attacking he's limited. Like I mean, he's not the best at crossing or like he's not like got good attacking ability. Like he'll definitely push up to create the space, maybe nice like try to something, but he'll stay back because he can't go. Like he's got good. He's very fast from Saka, so like he's lucky. I mean, like worst comes worst, they hit on us. I mean, he can hopefully catch up to Jack Grealish, but I'd be worried if it was Dalot. Like, but I'd say like Saka will be okay because like Saka's good pace. He'll move up to cover the distance. Like, well, hard to say what else he'll do, but like it's a tough one. I don't know to be honest. Like, I'm not quite sure what he'll exactly do, but that's what I'm guessing.
Does it not make now, Tom? You can come down to where I live and smack me in the face, but if he's playing Bruno right, now again you can hit me in the face if you want, but if he's playing Bruno on the right wing or left wing, could you see then Weghorst start up top? Bruno with ball in. You can hit me in the face, but it's just an option. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I'll hit you in your face. I mean, to be honest with you, like that, I don't think it'll happen because
no.
Weghorst hasn't started any of the last 4 games. I mean, he didn't play. He didn't start against Wolves. He didn't start against Bournemouth, didn't start against Chelsea, didn't start against Fulham. Like he didn't start any of those games. So I don't see why you'd rather be throw him in this game. But like I guess maybe it could risk happen, but I don't think it will. Like I mean, he's not played in the last couple of games, so I don't see why you'd throw him in out of nowhere for a game as big and as meaningful as this. Like I mean, it'd be a bit brain dead to be honest. You'd look like a bit of a fool doing that. Like so, I don't.
Unless I don't know, unless the counter-attacking isn't working, you probably could. But even at that, if the counter-attack is not working with him, I mean, Weghorst is, you could say his work rate is good. He just runs around to feel like a horse. Like, literally.
Yeah.
His finishing is as poor as Harry Maguire's, and that's saying something else. But like, you know what I mean?
That's the issue. I mean, like the reason you have a striker on the pitch is to score your goals, and Weghorst cannot do that. Like he can do all this running around all he wants. Like I rate that. It's at least a bit of effort, but at the same time, say
You
if
could
you're
do that, Tom.
if let's say you're a postman, your job is to deliver post. Let's say you have a good chat with the neighbours and you chat with them. You're good at talking, but if you don't deliver the post, you're not doing your job, and you're probably going to get sacked or fired or released or whatever. See, that's the thing with Weghorst. Like, he can do all this running around all he wants, but he can't put the ball in the net, and that's the literal job of a striker. Not just know. Like, I mean, if you expect him to do well against City, I mean, you'd be hoping for a miracle. Like, I mean, he's not gonna. Don't get your hopes too high for Wild Weghorst because he's not gonna satisfy you at all.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, me and you could do that, run around the pitch.
Exactly. Like anyone could. You could get a dog or a cat and they'd run on the pitch. Yeah. Are you gonna tip them to be the next striker for us?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to give as well to Ten Hag. He hasn't had a proper striker and he's done solid. You know, Martial, like, he was injury prone, so I wouldn't really call him a striker. But yeah, when obviously you look at this City back four, I mean, I feel like he's going to start Ake on the left wing, left back. Or else, I mean, I'm not sure whether you've seen it in a few other games, Tom. But there's been times where he's... Can I do this? Where he's kind of went to a 3 at the back.
Oh, no, the 3-2-4-1. Yeah, I've seen that one, yeah. But he's been playing that good bit lately.
Yeah. But when he... Say Rashford move away. But when he does that, I've noticed he starts... I don't know, maybe a Kanji, Kanji here. I mean, could Pep do that, or would they be a bit too open then at the back?
They could. I mean, they could do that. Like, I mean, they did that good, but they did that against Real Madrid. They've done a good bit of season. I've seen the games. Like, they usually do that system. So I probably say they'd keep at that. To be honest, I don't see them changing it.
Yeah, but this formation or the 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1?
That one.
Would you be? I mean, obviously John Stones is there, so we burst forward, and De Bruyne can go back into central midfield. John Stones, you can go to what, a 3 to a 4. They can kind of flexible, versatile. Change. They can do that. I mean, like, would you prefer to see that, or like, obviously you're not a City fan, but like, would you be a bit like, fair enough?
Yeah, I mean, if you the system a good bit of season, I mean, that's what they changed it to when that's how they went from February to last week without losing a single game. They went to that system. Remember, they were playing 4-3-3 when they were playing us, and they were losing a couple of games. And they're a bit sloppy. And like Arsenal were doing better in the league than them. They changed it up to that. That's what won the league, and that's what has them in 2 finals. That system there.
Yeah, that's it. But listen, I think that's enough sharing for the day. Can I get off this? Hold on a sec. Let me just take myself off this because this was not in the plan. Can you still see my screen?
No, well, I can see you, but I can't see, like...
No, it's just the bloody yoke that I'm on isn't letting me off. So, there we go. But that was just a bit of an insight, just a bit of, what could happen, or what we think would happen. But, I mean, City, if they go 3 at the back, but 4 at the back, it depends, because, like, I don't think, I think Pep's probably a bit, oh shit, what's Ten Hag going to do tomorrow? It's hard to.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's hard, like, if you had a fully fit team, you'd know, he's going to go Anthony, he's going to go Bruno, Casemiro, Eriksen, or Fred, Casemiro, Sancho on the left, Anthony right, Rashford down the middle, or Rashford on the left, then you could have Martial down the middle, whatever. So it's an interesting. Ten Hag could go really mental. You just don't know what the fella, and if he does, he does. Blood or bloody work Ten Hag. But yeah, I mean, do you reckon Ten Hag use the same tactics he did when he beat them at Old Trafford, or do you reckon he has to switch it up?
I mean, plenty of City have changed the system a good bit from that, so
Yeah.
you'd have to change it a bit definitely. I mean, keep it somewhat similar, but change a bit because City have changed their system and they're playing a different system now to what they were when we beat them in January. Like a good few months has passed since then, so you'd have to change it a bit at least to try do something, but don't change it too bigly, but definitely fix it up a bit, like, because I'm not sure we'll be so lucky tomorrow if we play the same tactics.
Yeah. I feel like he's gonna switch it up tactics wise. Formation. Does he like you just like will he go with a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1? He has to kind of have literally two systems, a defensive one and an attacking one. There's not just right. Let's do this. Let's just use this one system for attack and defense. I feel like we're gonna sit back a lot more. We just can't avoid pressure. Like if De Gea gets that ball at his feet, he can't be like right. I'm just gonna whip it up. Gonna hope it lands to whoever's there. Because if you just keep inviting City forward and forward, they're eventually gonna score. They're gonna find it. They're gonna find a hole, and they're gonna score. So you can't be inviting that pressure. So De Gea has a big part to play as well. Not just the outfield players, as well. But listen, Tom, are we capable enough to stop this City team?
I think so. I think
Yes.
we can do it.
Yeah.
Will we do it? Is the question.
That's a bit. And it's fortunately we can't answer that. Well, you can if you want, but yeah, it is. I mean, I think we can, but the damn players better get a good night's sleep, be up early doors, and honestly, they're gonna have to literally, they have to run, their legs off. They have to. I want them after that match when we win, just I'm knackered. I won. They have to because City. If it does come to a stage where City are just constantly having the ball, ticking it about, they're like, lovely stuff. So I think we have to be ugly. We have to be ugly. We have to go in for tackles, tackle them. What's disrupt their style of play. We need to have some sort of style or system to be to let them think. Hold on a sec, we're on to a decent game here, boys. Not just let them run up the field. We have to let them think twice about coming forward again. That's why I hope we get kick off first, because then we'll just what I mean. Let that make, but it has to just be. I'm trying to say we have to just have a system where we're right. But you have to be just let them. You have to not that City. I don't think you've had to think twice a lot this season whenever our teams have faced them, but you never know. So yeah, we have to kind of look like a threat. We just have to be a threat. If you go forward, don't ruin it. Take our time. Don't be scared. You can't. City, they smell blood. They're gonna tear it to shreds. As well. But the big question is, how can Man United stop City? I know we did a bit of a tactical thing there, but how can we stop City? How can we stop the City machine now? You said we are capable of beating them. Can we do it? Is a big one. But how can United stop them? Is the big one, I think.
Be more clinical. Don't let them have too much space. Don't fall asleep.
And a thing
take
you hate.
Take every chance you get. No sloppy passing. Not nothing too risky. Keep it just simple. Just do anything you can to get a win.
And another thing you hate, and I know you hate it because you complained about last year about ball watching. You don't want that.
If I see someone ball watching, I'm going to absolutely destroy them. I'll just run to Dublin Airport, hop into the plane in Manchester, and I will absolutely tear the hair off them if I see anyone ball watching.
Yeah, I think that's how. I think at Old Trafford actually when we beat them, I think the first goal was because of ball watching. Because no one moved. Everyone was just like, there's the ball. City scored. City scored. City scored. Uh, which yeah, I mean you can't be none of that stuff. I mean I feel like Garnacho's a decent substitute to have in the second half, last half hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is. But yeah, I just think we have to be ugly. It has to. I'd take any win. I'd take, I don't know, a dodgy check, where it's offside by about 10 years, and the referee, get the VAR gets the lines wrong, and we get the win or some. I'd take anything, Tom. I'd take anything. I'd take a dodgy win. I don't care how we get it. I don't care if people are saying, "Oh, you're own boy, lucky win. You didn't deserve." I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
you're there to win. No, I mean, you're small there. Like, sure, I mean, it doesn't matter how well you win or how well you play. You're there to win. Like, it's same with when an exam in school. You're not there to make it look like it's an amazing. You're there to just get whatever you want, like whatever to pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're there to win. You're there to win. You're here to get the job done. You don't go to work hoping that you go to get the job done and get your reward. That's what life about. You go there to get the job done. Like. Yeah. Obviously, you look better if you look very nice, but as long as the job gets done, that's usually more than good enough. And that's what you have to go for in a final like this. Just get the job done, get the win, get the trophy. Simple stuff.
Sure. I don't know how I'm going to get sleep tonight, Tom. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm confident. I'm just everything, man. Watch the match start tomorrow. I'll be like confident enough. Yeah. Right. Predicted 11s. I'll try yours up first, Tom. I don't really want to go to score prediction because I don't like your score prediction. But unfortunately, it's I can't disagree. I can, but I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to cover from. He head's all over the place, Tom. But we're going to predict 11 first. So where's Tom? Is this yours? There we go. Right, Tom. Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is your predict 11, yeah?
It is, yeah.
So pretty simple, but just run through if you can.
De Gea in goal, obviously Lindelof and Varane, and then Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. Then I think he's going to throw Fred in again because he worked last time. You have Casemiro will obviously be playing along with Eriksen. Fernandes will be on the wing, and then you play Sancho and Rashford on top.
Yeah, solid. I actually, there's only one change I have in my team, and we'll get to it in a sec. But I mean, I think I was watching a channel earlier on. And they went with the exact same predicted 11 you did. I think everyone's going with the same or similar predicted 11. What else are you going to do? Some people are throwing going mental and throwing Vegas. If you're throwing Vegas in and are predicting us to win, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're stupid. You know what I mean? But hopefully Vegas can prove us wrong.
To anyone who predicts Vegas to be in the starting 11, I want you to see that door that is just to my left, and I'll just walk out of it and never come back. Never try to face it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're predicting Wakehurst. I don't like shitting on Wakehurst, but you're coming up against a world-class team here, world-class defenders.
It's a game you have to get results and you need to be scoring goals in to win. And when you're putting him, someone who's almost allergic to scoring goals, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose. Like it's like you don't want to win.
Yes.
No offense to him, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I went with a predicted 11 here, but I feel like I should have switched it. Not Luke Shaw's playing. Basically, this is my one, right? I feel like I should have had Malacia there instead of Dallo, but Malacia is a ball watcher. But listen, I went with the hitting goals, back four. Now I look at it, I think it's rotated a bit too much. So I feel like he's going to start ending off for Haaland's. But listen, we'll just go through it anyways. Dallo, Shaw, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Fred and Casemiro and Eriksen. It has to be. You need that extra midfielder. Bruno Fernandes on the right, Sancho on the left, and Rashford down the middle. Now, I know you probably wouldn't. I think you say you wouldn't really like Luke Shaw centre back, but I don't get wrong. If you start Lindelof centre back and Luke Shaw left back, I'm not going to go cry about it.
I don't mind Shaw playing centre back. I just think because Lindelof isn't playing so much freaking centre back, I think you should keep him in there because he's been on a good run of form. I don't, but and throwing him in this late because he hasn't played centre back in ages is a bit risky, I think. Not that he's a bad. He's an okay. He does well at centre back. I mean, he plays centre back against him when we beat him in January. He's okay there, but I just keep Lindelof in because he's been doing very well. He's been pretty consistent the last couple of games. He's been.
Yeah.
Very
now I think back, I probably would switch Luke Shaw left back and slot it off him. But it's an option. But we'll tell. I mean, we didn't even play him last week. as well. So yeah,
I'll press them up, sure.
Yeah, I mean we rested a few players last week. Bruno came off, Rashford,
Casemiro came off.
Garnacho. Did we say? Yeah, Garnacho. Casemiro came off. Eric, did we take off Ericsson? We did.
I think we did. Yeah.
Varane didn't even play. Lindelof got the full 90 though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But it's nice to keep Lindelof going because you're afraid, he's a bit of a weird one, Lindelof, and he's rusty, he's rubbish. But now we saw that. I mean, he got us. I mean, Tom, he's actually the reason why we're here, you could say.
He is, yeah.
You know what I mean? As well. But listen, score predictions. Now, Tom, before anyone starts, I don't know, go mental at Tom, he obviously doesn't want this to happen. No, he doesn't.
I just see it. Unfortunately, I just see it happen. Like, I mean, I got to be 100% honest with myself.
So we're going to throw it up. Now, before we talk about it, Tom, you're going to be wrong. Like, what are you doing? you're hoping you hear that tomorrow.
No, listen, I hope I am wrong, but just I got to be 1,000% honest with myself, honest with my gut. Like, I'm not this person, Trevor. I've been doing these things for over a year now. I just see this happen. I mean, like, it's just life. Unfortunately, sometimes you just get a bad result in the final, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah. I just think because it's an FA Cup foil and it's a sub seat one in the treble.
Solid.
The same two who scored in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, actually, I just noticed that. Yeah.
And Haaland. And then what I actually say to it, belief and confidence, I do. Like, I went 1-0, but I just think trying to stop City score for 90 or 120 minutes, whatever it may be, it's a big ask. That's that. I mean, like, come on. I mean, hopefully that will be a God's gift if we can, and we win. But like, I had a dream last night, while we were watching, that we beat them 1-0. Jack Grealish just allowed goal. Rashford, I woke up actually in a bit of a good humour as well because I thought it was real till I opened my eyes. But listen, hopefully it's one of those moments tomorrow where it, in a good way, like, pinch me. Like, am I actually seeing us win? Like, you know what I mean? And listen, I know it's City and it's hard for many people to be confident and predict a confident prediction. And don't get wrong, most of us on the channel have predicted things and we've got them totally wrong. But I just say, like, tomorrow, different feel to it. Do you know what I mean? It's just different feels, but it's a big one. Like,
yeah.
This is not just like, if we get slapped, I'll be pissed off, and you'll probably not go mad at the players, but like, how?
Yeah.
Now, good season regardless what happens tomorrow. We win, what a brilliant season. We lose, still a good season. Like, I'm not gonna. You'd be upset, obviously. Like, your team lost never go fun, like, against you get jealous here, next door neighbours. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, Tom, like, is there some, like, be honest. Hold on, let me see our face. Is there some sort of confidence in you? Like, do you have a bit of belief? Like, that's.
No, I do. I know. I have a bit of belief. Like, I do think we have the capability of doing something, but like, we just can't. We just can't let it slip our minds that Man City are a really, really good team that have lost. Like, last week was our first loss in 3 months. Like, we gotta keep that in mind. Like, we can't be nothing wrong being confident, but let's not get too carried away.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we get the first goal tomorrow, I'll be like,
wow.
And the Manchester United players do the same. But listen, not just you trust the players in the field to get some sort of to get the job to get the job done. Look, with that predict 11 you picked, if that was the start, which is more than likely will, if it doesn't, I'll be surprised. Will you be like, right, I'm confident?
As confident as I can be. Like, yeah,
yeah. I mean, I know. Trust me, you're probably like a lot of other United fans, so don't be like,
But it's best thing we can put out there. Like, so I'd be as confident as so I would be like as confident as I can be. Like, I mean, you wouldn't be like extremely confident. Like, you wouldn't be like, we're definitely winning this, but like, you'd be as confident. Like, it's best we can put out there. Like, it's a good team which can do something. Like, you definitely can do something.
Same team that started against someone beat them. Old Trafford. I know Old Trafford have been brilliant there, but I'm just throw it out there, like.
Mm.
Because you played Bruno on the right wing for the first half. Was it first half? Yeah. I think.
It was, yeah.
Right. What about second half? Because I think we played Ericsson.
We took Martial off and we put Anthony. Put Anthony on the. Anthony was on the right. Then I think Bruno went to the left. We took Ericsson off and we put Garnacho, so Bruno was back in the cam position.
Right. I mean, obviously Martial's not available, but you could do something like that.
Mm.
I mean, I just like before we go, like not just the again. Last question, because you're probably going to hit me, because I know you're reasonably confident. You're not overconfident. Like, you're chill. Like myself, you're chill. You're not going around all big head like, see, we're going to absolutely hammer you. I can't wait to be putting that FA Cup in front of your faces or whatever. No one's like that. Like, even if we was to win 7-0, you're probably like, but Ten Hag, do you reckon masterclass from the gaffer? Biggest one. Not a masterclass.
So.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's hard to answer questions when everything's a bit, I wish it was Sheffield, that are playing instead. What can you do? But listen, I'm reasonably confident. I'm confident. I'm calm, excited, nervous, all emotions put into words. I was like this when we played Newcastle. So in the FA Carabao Cup final and we won. So, but yeah, I mean, Tom, I take you be watching the big game tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it goes at 3:00. It usually starts a bit later. Usually 5 or some sort, isn't it? And like obviously last year, FA Cup on a Saturday, meant to be a warm day as well in London as well. I heard so. It's going to be an interesting one. It really, really is. It's a big one. It's a big one. But listen, Tom, I appreciate you coming on for the preview. I know there's been games this season, but I think this is the last game of the season, but it's probably our most important game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There will be a watch along, so please, if I'm not talking as much, that's just me trying to. I probably won't be able to talk, but I'm all right now. I'm all right now. I'm trying to be calm. Tom, you've kind of calmed me down here, so very glad you. But listen, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, Tom. Thanks for coming on again. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Fingers crossed we get the job done tomorrow. So enjoy the weekend. And thanks everybody for watching. Like, comment, that subscribe button. The game kicks off at 3, so we'll be live half hour before that. Team meals and that, an hour, half hour. We'll find out anyways. But thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the game. And come on, United. Let's get the job done. Let's beat them, Tom. Let's go for it. Speak to you all in a bit.